Let me start off by telling you about the reason that I went into the Air Force. I had received my notice from my draft board that I was due for my pre-induction physical, which to me meant that I was getting ready to go in the Army. It may not have been the case, but that was the way I saw it. So rather than do that, I ended up enlisting in the Air Force, and really looked forward to my enlistment. I guess I was kind of naive. Too many war movies or whatever. My eyes got opened in basic training. We went from I think January. I know I did. Went from January to April in basic training, learning that I didn't know anything, and then the military was going to straighten me up and teach me how to live. I will have to say that I did a lot of growing in so far as accepting responsibilities. I had a sergeant. My first duty assignment, my only duty assignment, in Vandenberg in California. I had a staff sergeant that was Swiss, and his native tongue was German, and his English was very hard to understand. And he was also an architect, and I was as a draftsman. Well, there wasn't much I could do right for that man. He had me over a barrel. I had 2 years drafting experience when I went in, but that didn't make him any difference. We were all in all the drafting military were in the same boat. We weren't very smart, and his job was to be sure we understood that. I and my wife lived some 40 miles from the base, of course, with my commanding officer's permission. I had to hitchhike to work. Didn't have a car, and I wasn't allowed to have driver's license. I made a stupid mistake when I went to the California Department of Motor Vehicles, and on the questionnaire it said something about, have you ever had dizziness or nausea, or I don't know, questions like that. And I thought, well, certainly, because when I was in grade school trying to play football, you threw up a few times and you darn right you got nauseous. So I didn't think anything about the question, and I put down yes. Well, that was the end of that, because they decided that I was probably, I was epilepsy. So I couldn't get a driver's license. The Air Force ran a lot of tests on me to verify that I didn't have it, and they were satisfied that I didn't have it, but they wouldn't give me anything to take to the state of California so I could get a driver's license. So each day I had to hitchhike to work, which meant I got up pretty early, and I don't think there was ever a day that I was late. Of course, I'm not talking about basic training, but my first duty assignment was Vandenberg in California. It was a new base. I believe it had been previously called Camp Cook. And the Air Force reopened it in 1959.